One of my friends asked me if I could take a video of how to take the clutches out of an NSU 2-speed gear so that he could find out why his first gear was slipping on his motorcycle. So this is a brief explanation on how to do it. Right, this is just a small video to show you how to take out the NSU 2-speed gear, the outside part where the clutches are. This is just dummied up. So you take out the pin, withdraw the mechanism, which now some of them have got this protecting ring, but most of them haven't got that there. But if it's got that, take that off. Then you can just withdraw this part and to get to this next part you have to undo this. You need a tube that's been cut out like that. This one's not on tight, but you just undo that. So you withdraw the screwed part, then there's a washer on top of the spring, and the washer on top of the spring is in two parts. There's a locking part and the top spring retainer. Then the spring will come out. Then you need to get a screwdriver or circlip pliers and remove this circlip in here, which is holding the clutch plates in. So it's fairly easy, just put it in next to where the clutch plate goes in and withdraw that circlip. Then this part should lift off. Now this is the first gear clutch plate. This one's pretty knackered, it's rusted, but one side's good, one side's not. So when the arm pulls this out, it pulls this against that clutch plate, and that's your first gear. The second gear clutch plate, which is jammed in this one, is on this taper. That engages top gear. And you'll see that this one's got these scroll marks on it, and that's to cut the oil out of that plate if there's any oil in there, so it will jam on. I've got an old one here where you can see the scroll has worn off. So that's the main clutch, so that goes in there. Then this part, then your clutch plate, which is about 77 thou thick. That's if that's zeroed. So it doesn't need to be too thick. There's supposed to be a bit of jiggle in there. To put it back together, you put the circlip in. And then your spring. And then the top spring retainer, and the locking washer. This little locking washer, when it goes down, comes in to these little slots here, and that actually stops the nut turning and unwinding. It's sort of a lock washer arrangement. This is the spring which well, there's a bottom spring on that's caught in with the spring retainer that's caught in the spring as well. But that's what the spring looks like on mine, and it is, this is a spare one, but it measures about 1350 thou tall, and the wire gauge is 162.5 thou. So the spring retainer, then the locking washer, then the thing. Now this can be a bit difficult, I'm not going to do it up here, but you've actually got to put pressure down against the spring and screw that up until it's tight, and that locks in place. Then this part goes back on again. Then your bit of flashing, and then you can assemble. This is only a cast one, it's not an original, but someone's made it up at some stage. And I'll put that round the wrong way because there's a little part that's missing in there, which is the bearing place where this part bottom pushes on to locate it. So it goes on that way, and then your pin goes through here with your washers and split pins on there. Now another thing you might need, just to mention it, I made this key out of 3/8 square steel, and that is for doing up the bolt which goes through onto your main shaft of your bike. It's a 3/8 square drive, or 10 mil probably, because it's so hope that's of some help.